Thomas Snyder asked me to do a talk through of my Sum Skyscrapers puzzle. Well, actually, he gave me a choice between this one and Statue Park, but he recommended this one, and so did one of the test solvers. And no one else has said, hey, you really should do the Statue Park. So we're going to do Skyscrapers. This is a variation of normal skyscrapers because you get the sum of the visible buildings instead of how many there are, which is why you see clues like 9 and 25. There aren't 25 visible buildings. What are you talking about? No, 25 is the sum of the visible buildings. That's how that works. Without further ado, let's go here. See? Get it? Sum plus Tetris plus. Get it? Okay, whatever. First thing we should look at is, what do these clues even mean? Well, the 7 is the tallest building in any row or column, and therefore is always visible. So this 9 is something plus 7. 9 minus 7 is 2, last I checked. And the only way to make 2 as a sum of these numbers is to just pick a 2. We'll do the same thing with the other 9. But in order to see 2 and 7 and nothing else, we have to place a 2 in the first open spot of each of these clues for the 2 to be visible. As for the 7, it can't go here because 16, this 16 clue would have to be a 7 if the 7 were here, because the 7 blocks everything else. So let's put the 7 here. Can't go further down because then we'd have to put a tall building between the 2 and the 7, which doesn't work because we can't see anything but a 2 and a 7. So what is this 16? We know it sees a 7. And a 1. The other numbers add up to 8. With a little checking, we see the only ways to do that would be 2 and 6, or 3 and 5. Looks like we can't solve that one. That's because I fooled ya. The real place we're supposed to continue is the 25. The sum of all the buildings is 28. So the non-visible buildings add up to 3. We could do that by seeing everything but 1 and 2, or everything but 3. This 2 won't be visible because there aren't enough short buildings to put here to not block it. So we end up seeing the 3, the 4, the 5, the 6, and the 7 in that row. The 7 can't go here because it blocks the 16, so we can solve that entire row. What about this 16? We know that it sees the 7 and the 3. We also know it's going to see the 6, because no matter where we put the 6, it's going to be visible. Wait a minute. That already adds up to 16. So the 6 has to block the 5 and the 4 from being seen. And what do we do with the 5 and the 4? We can't put the 5 here, because then we'll either see 5 plus 7 or 5 plus 6 plus 7, neither of which is 16. So let's put a 4 there. Sees 4 plus 7 or 11. Has to be 4 plus 5 plus 7. What do we see on the other side? Well, since the 6 isn't on this side of the 7, it's on this one. Can it be the sum of 1 plus 2 plus 6 plus 7? Certainly not, because then the 1 would go here and conflict with that one. So it's 3 plus 6 plus 7. Similarly, this 4 also sees 5, and 7. What about the 16? The 6 is not below this 7 because of this 9. So, 6, 7. It can't be 1 plus 2 plus 6 plus 7 because the 2 is on the south side of the 7. We've already established that. So it's 3, 6, 7. Got some very interesting numbers to deal with here. And how do we deal with them? We don't, of course. We skip around to other numbers, just to see if they can help us. Well, this has a 1 and a 7. It can't see the 3, because that's too far away. Not enough short buildings. The other buildings that add up to 8, they have to be 2 and 6. Let's put the 2 here. The next visible building has to be the 6. And then that clue is solved no matter where the 7 goes. And what does this 6 do? Well, it doesn't... Well, 16 rather. I'm illiterate when it comes to numbers, by the way. That's a 6. No, it's a 16. Back to the topic though. Since it doesn't see the 6, it might see the 5 and a 4, or a 1, a 3, a 5 and a 7, or it might not see a 5 at all. It might see a 4, 7, that, and the 5 would have to be 2 plus 3. Jeez, I can't solve that one. About this 11, it can only be 1, 3, 7 or 4, 7. Jeez, can't solve that, can I? Well, I know the 7 is north of the 6. The 7 can't go here because then it can't be north of the 6 without conflicts. It can't go here because it conflicts. So it looks like we only have room to see 2 buildings. 4 and 7. To complete this column, we need a 7, which can only go here, and a 4 and a 5. I don't know their order yet. And let's see, where do we go next? Oh, the topmost visible building here can't be a 2 or a 4. So for this 16, we can actually eliminate those possibilities. Looks like the visible numbers are the odds. 1, 3, 5, and 7. Whatever number this is, it's going to be visible. So it has to be the next one, the 3. And then 5 and 7 goes in some order. 5 can't go here. 5 can't go here, because then the 7 has to be to the right of it, and then we can't satisfy that. So let's place a 5 here. Oh, and we can solve these numbers as well. 5 and 4. What does that allow us to do? Look at this 16. We haven't marked anything about it yet. Sum of 7, we know it sees a 2, so the remaining buildings add up to 7, if my math is correct. And we have to use 3, 4, 5, and 6 to make 7. I think we're forced to use those numbers. 2, 3, 4, 7. 3 can't go in any of these spaces because it has to be visible. Can't go there. So let's put a 3 here. Then the 4. Similar logic. The 4 can't go here because of a conflict. Can't go here because it would be invisible. And 7. The 7 has to block the 5, and it can't go here. So we can solve a row. Go ahead and erase those notes, because I'm going to be anal. Those notes are bugging me. We look at this row, we can't have 3 and 5 visible anymore. So let's use a 2 and a 6. And a 4. And I think I can solve this row. It needs a 5 and a 6. 5 can't conflict with 5. And where else do I go? 2, 3, 6 go in that column in some order. Yeah, I'm trying to remember how to solve this puzzle. But we've only got 14 spaces left. Shouldn't be too hard. Okay, this is a naked single. Can't be 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. Actually, it's not. I'm stupid. 1, 3, and 7. Actually, it can't be 7 because that would violate the 16. So it's a 1. And then the 3 and the 7, we can figure out their order. Because 7 can't conflict with that. Then this can't be a 3 anymore. So the 3 in this column has to go here. And notice we have 1 unplaced 4. Ah, it goes here. And 1 unplaced 5. And 1 unplaced 7. For this column, we need to place a 2. And a 1. And a 1. Oh, and the 6 has to be on this side of the 7 in this row. So we can place that. And place a 2, and a 2, and a 6. And there we go. We have very sloppily solved this puzzle. I hope that enlightened you somehow. Alt Tab here. Yep. Winamp is still working. I thought I heard it working, but now I can see it working too. OBS is still working too. I should put a stop to